Hi everyone, welcome back to Learn English with Erica. We are in part 3 of our banking series, and today we're talking about sending and receiving money electronically. Okay, so first let's talk about the basics. When you're wanting to give someone money and it's not going to be physical cash. Okay, so domestically, which means within country, we have certain systems, and then internationally we have other systems, right? So let me quickly just talk about the difference between them. So we have what's called Zelle, Venmo, and Cash App. These are 3 ways to send and receive money domestically. So Zelle comes directly from your bank account and goes to someone else's. It is free. Basically, it takes minutes, and you'd use this for if maybe you're splitting rent and you need to send money to a roommate each month, you might Zelle them money, okay? Venmo and Cash App, those are super convenient for just passing money back and forth between friends or acquaintances, or for paying things through school if you have kids in school. Venmo and Cash App are both applications that you can download on your phone, and you can connect them directly to your bank, so they can come directly out of your bank account. You can have them come off of a debit card that's also connected to your bank, or you can just have a balance in there and it can come directly from the balance. I personally use both Cash App and Venmo all the time. You can use it to pay for food, even places, right? So you can scan that. So it's very convenient, especially if you're going out to eat with someone and you want to split the bill. You can just Venmo an amount or Cash App an amount, right? But those are for domestic uses. So those are for within the United States, right? We also have international ways of sending and receiving money. And so one of them is PayPal. PayPal is mostly used for online shopping. You can also send money that way. It is worldwide. It's connected to your bank account or your bank card, or you can keep a balance in it, just like Venmo or Cash App. It can take minutes to transfer money, maybe up to a day, depending on where you're sending the money or buying the thing from. It is free unless you're using it as a business, right? So that's PayPal. But most people use that for shopping and buying things online, okay? It is nice if you want to buy something from a different country. We're in the United States here. If I wanted to buy something from Canada, I could do that with PayPal. I couldn't do it through the other applications that I mentioned, okay? But most used by new immigrants in this country is Western Union. Western Union is used really frequently to send money internationally. Okay, you can send money and you can receive money, and it can be to anyone. You don't even have to know them. So if you have someone in a different country that is maybe helping your mom or your sister or your friend out, and you need to pay them because maybe your mother or your sister or your friend, they don't have the money to pay them in that moment, you can send money to them via Western Union. You just need to have the proper information. You can connect Western Union to your bank. Most people just bring in cash. So a lot of times immigrants will be paid in cash for the job that they do, and they'll want to send some money to their family back in their home country. You can do that through Western Union just via cash. Nothing fancy. You don't even need to have a bank account. So that's why that's super popular. It does not take long usually. It can take minutes. Depending on where you're sending it to, it could take up to a couple days, but normally it just takes not a very long time to send it. The downside is that there are usually fees, okay, and that depends on the amount that you want to send. It also depends on which country you're sending it to. So you'll have to ask those questions when you get to the Western Union location. So let's talk about that. What do you say when you actually go up to a teller, maybe at a grocery store or wherever your Western Union location is? Okay, so you're at the Western Union location. What are you going to say? So first of all, you just want to say, I'd like to send money to whatever country you'd like to send it to. I'd like to send money to my friend in Mexico, okay? You can also ask, how much does it cost to send X amount of money? So let's say you want to send $1,000. How much does it cost to send $1,000? Okay, because the fees, like I said, for Western Union are different depending on the amount of money that you're sending, as well as the country. You can also ask about the exchange rate. So from day to day, the exchange rate of like the US dollar and maybe the Canadian dollar, it's different from day to day. So you can ask what the exchange rate is. So what's the exchange rate for the US dollar in Mexico today? Okay. You can also ask, how long will it take for the money to arrive? It's important to know how long until it gets there. When should my friend be looking for it? Okay. You can ask, can the receiver pick up the money in cash? So will it be given to the receiver in cash? Right? You can ask if you can pay with cash, or if you have to use a debit card or a bank card, you can ask if that's possible. Okay, those are all ways to get the money to where it needs to go. You might also need to know what the maximum amount to send is. So you might ask, what's the maximum amount of money I can send to X country in one day? Okay. Sometimes there's a limit per 30 days, right? So you have to really know the rules around the country that you're sending it to, sending the money to. Some it's a bigger amount than others. Sometimes it's a weekly amount. Sometimes it's a monthly limit or amount. You also want to be sure to ask for a tracking number, whether you're mailing something or whether you're sending money. That's basically a number that connects the fact that you gave money or you gave a package to the person at the Western Union, and they're telling you, here's a number. You can follow that money until it gets to where it needs to go. That's a tracking number. Let's talk about some of the information you'll probably need when you go to send money. So you'll definitely need your full name and your ID. So you'll need some sort of ID or identification saying that you are who you are, who the money is coming from. You also need to know the receiver's name, okay? The receiver's name, it's really important. You have to give the exact name on the ID that they're going to use to pick up the money. Okay, so if I'm sending it to Jose Luis, okay, Jose Luis needs to have an ID that says Jose Luis exactly on it. It can't be different. So be sure you know your receiver's name exactly, or else they won't be able to pick up the money, okay? Make sure you know where the person is, where will they be receiving the money, the amount that you want to send. Okay, if it's to two different people, you need to know the information for both people. How will you be sending? Cash, or using a card, a credit card, or transferring money from a bank account. Okay, and you also might want to know like a phone number of the person who you're sending it to, so that you can make sure that, you know, they can let you know, or you can check up if they've received the money. Okay. All right, so some useful vocabulary I'll go through really quickly. So we have the sender, the person who's giving the money, who's sending it away. The receiver is the person who will be picking up the money. There's usually a service charge or a transfer fee. Okay, that's charged by Western Union. It's just what they charge for doing the service for you. Again, like I said, you're going to also want a tracking number. Western Union calls that the MTCN, the Money Transfer Control Number. Okay, the currency exchange rate, that is what's the rate for that day when you transfer the money. How much is your money going to be worth when they pick it up, okay, in their country? Where are they going to pick it up? Okay, that's the pickup location. So you want to make sure that you know this, so that you can communicate it to the receiver of the money. And you'll need some sort of ID. ID stands for identification. You can use a driver's license, a passport, a non-driver's ID, okay, but you do need an official like government ID. Let's say your money should have arrived and it didn't. You might also need some customer support phrases. So when you're calling, you have that tracking number ready. You can say, I need help. I sent money, but the receiver didn't get it. Could you help me? Okay. You can also decide that, oops, I should not have sent that money. Can I cancel the transfer? Can I cancel the transfer? That means stop it, right? You could also ask, if you lost the receipt, could you look up a receipt for me and maybe give your name and information, and they can let you know and help you out with that, with the transaction. So those are all the things that you need to know about Western Union. It is super useful to know how to send money to a different country, and I think that it's more common for immigrants to know how to do this than people who actually have lived their whole lives in the United States. So you guys, if you've ever sent money via Western Union, comment, was it easy? Was it hard? Okay. For me, I have been part of sending Western Union money to a different country, and it worked out just fine. It is insured. It's a better way to do it than giving it to a person and transferring money like on someone's person, like physically. Okay, so Western Union is a safe way to transfer money. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments. Otherwise, I will see you next time.